just a little more, 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 just a little.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Just a Little More. We are so excited to have all of you tuning in. I know it's a million people, so we're excited for everybody tuning in. How are y'all feeling, Ray and Gary? How you feeling?
Good. Ray is not though, but I'm good.
I'm feeling really good. I went to a little yoga class. I'm still feeling good from that yoga class.
Yoga. I was like, yoga.
So I'm feeling really good.
So everybody
Ray,
see that there would be a little doggy kind of coming in and out. Please, that doggy is very, we worry. All right, so today's show is going to be dealing with dating during quarantine, because I had a question about how is dating going on during quarantine? How are the apps? How's everything going on during quarantine? But before we do that, we have some exciting news. As you know, that it's been just a little more conversation with me and Ray. Now we have Gary, who will be coming in. Who'll be coming in, being a part of the panelists, one of the hosts on the show. So that is really exciting. Give some shine.
Taking Ray's spot. Taking Ray's spot.
You can never take my spot.
But no, we're really excited to have Gary on, and we're really excited to have all of us here to do this great conversation. On Just a Little More, we're dedicated to getting just a little more information, a little bit more tea, and a whole lot of love. You know how that is. Okay? So, let's go deep into this thing, girl. Oh, do you have your cocktails? I don't see cocktails.
So,
I don't think Ray needs any more cocktails.
I don't know. I don't think he needs any more cocktails.
Before we did this, we had a work event, y'all. So, I kind of like... I'm just gonna lay off, and I'm here.
Okay. All right.
He's not here.
He's not here. All right. So, I guess my first thing would probably be, Gary. I guess because you're the single girl in the city. You know what I'm saying?
He called you out.
Yeah, single girl.
I know.
Hit her up.
Single shaming.
So how has the apps been during quarantine, during Quarantisha? How have the apps been now?
Who said I've been on apps?
Well, my question is I know when I was on the apps, because I've been saved all my life.
Yeah.
I do a lot. But when I was on the apps, it was like Netflix and chill, or, we want to meet up, or, quick cook up.
Hold on. Can we dissect that a minute? You try to make it seem like Netflix and chill was like years ago. Netflix and chill is now, and I'm a little concerned.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Netflix and chill was now. Well, Jonathan, you wasn't. You were pre
Netflix.
Yes.
We didn't have a name for it. We just said come over to the house.
Oh no. You had a name, but it was interactive mail.
Excuse me. But no, I know when I used to have it was more like you hook up, or you had your Netflix and chill, or you were looking for a relationship. But now, because coronavirus is still very real, and you don't want to get in your eyeball and in your throat. How can you hook up with somebody now? That is a real thing.
Well, I think to answer your first question, I think it's just more time to interact. If you log in, or if you're logging on apps, you're probably going to see people you don't normally see, especially during the daytime. So it's just going to be a lot more interaction going on in general, because people are on it and really have nothing to do, or it's just sort of sitting there. So it's a lot more options, I will say, like with just like in your surroundings and stuff like that. I don't know if people are like hooking up as much, but there definitely is a lot of conversation. I think people are just looking for some kind of way to connect. It's actually the best time if you want to get to know somebody, it's the perfect time like to talk and get on virtual shit. It's cool.
So do you do, okay, because that would be my thing too, is like, so are y'all gonna do a date virtually? Or
Yes.
we gonna go to the park and meet up? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, how we gonna meet? Do we wear a mask? Like, are you coming talking about, hey, what's going, like, what are you doing?
Well, you know, since you're talking about hookups, some of us had a Rolodex.
Oh.
So some of us
Explain this Rolodex.
No. I'm just saying that some of us still were having sex in quarantine. That's all I'll say.
Okay, some of us still having sex. So sex
because you had a list. You still had your list of people that you were seeing before. And if y'all in communication, just come over.
But I guess I would be like, how can I trust that you ain't got corona in your eyeballs?
But the thing about it is, you didn't think about that pre-corona. You could have been thinking somebody had like, there's other diseases people can have. Hold on, yeah. I don't want to take it that deep like AIDS, but like there's other stuff that people could like really, really have that we don't think about it. And I feel like corona. I'm not saying like not to be cautious. I'm not saying to like play it down, but. I mean, people didn't think about it before.
Ray is right. You're since you steer older, so you probably are a little more cautious than some of us.
Gary, I want to take 10 seconds and really reflect on that. When we say older, we mean like 50, 60.
The soul. The
looks. You know what I mean?
The soul. But yeah, I mean, I do. I guess I am. But I've done it. You know, like the dating and hooking up and stuff like that. So I'm not like Grandma Moses. But I think that it's just like for me, even with STDs, I've always been like, oh no, I got to get you checked out, or I'd be worried. So I guess with Corona, it's like double that. Or is it double that? No.
It is another question. It is like another question if you're talking to somebody like, or have you been traveling? What have you been doing? The line of questioning definitely changes. How many people live in your house? So it does change in that way.
So you send a question there. You're like, okay, question one.
I do.
Do you have coronavirus? Does your auntie have coronavirus?
But we didn't ask that before. Like, I know that when people were sleeping around or hooking up with people before, that was not. I mean, corona wasn't prevalent, but a lot of people weren't asking it. Like, do you have chlamydia? Do you have gonorrhea? Like, I don't know. And those things are, to me, like, corona is more like you can kind of. Hold on, let me not say that. Because there's some people that are a little asymptomatic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I just read that. I read about that too. That's a real thing. Like a lot of people are asymptomatic who's spreading it and not knowing. But yeah, I like what Ray said is that you didn't be like, you got chlamydia. You didn't care. You were like, I can go get a pill. You didn't care.
Yeah.
I think, well, first of all, Ray, you've been married a very long time, so you don't know what single people do out here for your information. But no, but I will say that Ray brings up a good point just about health in general. And I think that this is a great topic just about health in general because it's just certain stuff you're more concerned with now. And it's like, we should have been really concerned about other things pre-COVID.
Yeah. And then I'm like, is this going to expose you to other things as well?
Yeah.
Like is having corona going to be more exposed to more STDs and things like that? So I'm kind of curious to know.
Yeah, it's a very unsure time. I think that one of the biggest things that I do want to I wonder I know when I used to have conversations, it used to be always like, are you positive? You know, because that was never going to like people who are positive. That was never going to stop me from dating them. So
Right.
positive, but I just wanted people to be honest about it. And then second one was like, because that's a real thing. Sometimes if you disclose that you're HIV positive, sometimes people be like, no, I don't want to talk to you. And it has nothing to do with somebody dating or being
That's true, Lonnie.
at all. So I always just wanted people to be upfront and honest. And also, did you get your screening? Like, did you get like your STD, chlamydia, gonorrhea testing? And if you don't know, we know we need to use a condom.
Yeah, but Lonnie, what about when you're like,
Oh, you trying to call me Lonnie?
what about when you're like in that moment?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you gonna ask those questions if you're just trying to get like a thrill? Like, that's the thing that I'm kind of worried about. Like, we can be precautious, but we do have people and us that are just like, shit, I'm just trying to be real, like bust a nut.
That's true. I mean, you do have the time where you are in that place where I'm just trying to do a quick hookup, but like you have a balance. Like, you know, like you be real. Like when you horny, you like, hey, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep myself safe. You keep yourself safe. But I think that right now with Corona, you can really like die. Like you can die. So I think that we really do have to have that conversation. Like, do you have Corona? Have you had a Corona test?
Have you looked on like freak Twitter and all this stuff? People wear masks. They're wearing masks.
No.
Sex. So I mean,
What?
They are. People have on masks and having sex.
You're lying.
Yeah, you're lying.
I'm not. I'll send you some links. Listen, this is a real thing out here. People are still taking precautions. Thank
They're
you.
putting their mask up? Like what?
They have their mask on. They're outside. It's all good.
A real mask or one like, you know, like
mask.
That is interesting. No, I did not know that. I didn't know the mask was like.
Well, I don't know if they're doing. I don't know if they're doing it for precaution, but it's definitely freaky. They're wearing masks.
Okay. Well, listen. I guess. I mean, and I'm not saying it from a judgmental place.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have been on the apps. I know the app culture. I know how to meet up. I've done it. But my thing is just like with Corona, it's a whole new level. So they just kind of worry about. But I guess that's a question about apps though. How did y'all feel? And this is a quick segue, but we want to bring it back. How did y'all feel when you saw on apps where it said like no fats, no films? Do you feel that is a preference? Or if they say no fats, no films, no blacks, no whites, do you feel that is a preference or do you feel that is racist? Or racism?
It's kind of like I'm teetering between both.
Okay.
Because I do feel like it's a preference, but when you are outright shaming somebody and making somebody like feel some type of way, I think it's racist. I'm okay with people having a preference. That's everybody. We all have a preference.
Yeah.
But it's when we go the extra mile and making somebody feel ashamed, such as posting no fats, no films, no Asians and things like that, that's racist to me.
Yeah.
I think Ray brings up an amazing point. I think we all have preferences, but when you post intentionally no fats, no films, no whatever, that is very shameful to whatever group you're talking about. It's very easy to message someone that messages you and say, not interested. Like, it's very easy just to say that in the banter back and forth in the messaging instead of like posting what you do or don't want. I think it's just borderline offensive. Like, who cares that you don't want that? You can let them know, like, not interested. It's that simple.
Well, I got to play devil's advocate a little bit. Now, let's be real. If you know that you don't like nobody, that, you know, they body ain't what you like. You know what I'm saying? You know that they ain't your body type that you like. You know what I'm saying? Will you entertain the conversation with them? Or will you be like, nah, I'm good? Will you? Because I really believe that sometimes people putting that up just so you won't even waste your time. And should they have the freedom to do that?
No, go Gary.
No. No, I was just going to say it's whatever your intention is, right? If your intention is to be on there to hook up, of course you're going to be a little more linear in what you entertain and what you don't. But if you're on there literally just to chat and get to know people, then of course I'd be open to entertaining. But if you're on there just to hook up, you're probably not going to be open. to all that.
Yeah. And I definitely agree. It's the way you could frame stuff to make people not feel hurt. It's a way you can frame stuff to let people know, like, this is what you're interested in and this is what you're not interested in. I think it's all go about to the framing. But some people are like a little direct. Like, I don't like no facts, no fams. Like, and I get that, and I'm not going to dog them for that. But it's when you go across like, oh, fuck, did you read my profile? Like,
Yeah.
Did you see that? I feel like that's when the racist tendencies or like, and stuff like that come out.
I feel
There's a way.
I'm sorry, go ahead, sis.
No, I'm saying there's a way to express what you like or don't like without being offensive. Like, it's very simple. And that's just in general in dating people. Like, you don't have to be offensive when you talk. And No Fats, No Films is linked to a shaming culture of that particular, those groups. So I would, there's just a way to talk to people.
Yeah. Especially in the Black community, because I feel like how I feel is that
I like how you started. You said how. Because you got to, because people so sensitive. Yeah.
Yes, because in the Black community, they do shame it, but you have other communities that celebrate, like bears, that celebrate, like like body types. But then I also want to say that, go about all these bitches that got all these bodies, some of them are paid for, and I'm just gonna drop the mic right there and leave it right there. Okay.
Yeah, and the thing too, for me, that is a real tea. And I really think two things is, I think it becomes racist when you say no black, no whites. I think that's very kind of like on the teeter-totter of being a little racist, because you don't know who you'll fall in love with. Whether they got the body you want, whether they got the everything else you want, but you just saying, oh, I don't want you because you're black or you Asian. Like, or are you white and you're Asian? Like, to me, that's where it kind of comes to a place where it's like, you're being a little racist. Preference.
Yeah.
It blurs the line. I'm with Ray. You have the bear community who loves, thick and whatever. You have the otters and the twinks and all that they have that community. The otters.
What's an otter?
The otters, okay, I'm trying to make sure I got it right because I might need to look it up. An otter, I think they're a little bit of a bear, but they're not too hairy, and they're kind of in between. They're almost like a little bit of a nerd, but kind of hairy a little bit, but not too much. They're not bears. They're not full bears, but they're kind of like otterish. Let me look it up, though.
Did you say otterish?
Did you say otterish?
But it's a real community, though.
What is an otterish, though, sis?
Look, otter community. I'm going to look it up. Otter community.
They're a little otterish, but not too otterish.
No, he's right. They're leaner, so they're not a bear. They're not a bigger body.
They're in the middle.
They're a leaner body type. They may be hairy, but they're still a part of the community. Otterish. Please.
Otterish. I tell some girls, you're otterish. You're otterish.
Yeah, that's a whole other episode.
Yeah, like, 'cause I think that's a real thing, but I think that knowing your community and finding that is two different things. But if I'm looking on a profile and I see that you say no blacks, no fats, I'm like, no, I can't even. Why you already giving me all these no's before I can even start talking to you? But everything else you're saying is perfect, but then you gave me no. I'm like,
especially stuff that's physical.
Yeah,
like all that. Is physical.
Oh, it's physical. I could be everything you need and want, mentally and spiritually, but physically you're not attracting me, and I think that is very harmful.
Let's talk about that. You're not everything we need and want.
Listen,
so I don't want you to
package total.
We have to make a delineation between
what do we have to make?
A delineation.
Oh, come on, word.
That's a big word. That's a big word.
We have to make apps are for certain things. People use apps for different things. And I think that you determine how you use an app, whether it's to hook up, whether it's to find love. Because that's what you're talking about. It sounds great, but everyone's not on there looking to make genuine connections with people. Some people are literally on there. So I feel like the way you show up on an app is, first of all, who you are and what you want in that moment. and that is just the way it goes, you know.
Yeah.
But
I want to stop right there though. I don't think it's necessarily who you are. I want to kind of frame it up like who you want at that moment, because I think a lot of times people like go on for the right now, go on for like certain things. I don't want to necessarily like cater it towards like who you are, because just because I want what I want at that moment does not mean who I are.
Oh.
That kind of like that makes
I see what
sense a
you're
little
saying.
bit.
So like if I put on the app like no strings attached, that ain't who I really may be. I just really want no strings attached at that moment.
Yes, yeah, at that moment.
and that, excuse me, Ray, that's who I am in that moment. I don't want no strings attached. No,
No, this is
no, Ray. Oh, I love y'all.
And in that moment, that's who I am. A no
That's who I
strings
am. No, but Ray, you're right though. You're right.
Because that it could be something like you could really be like, oh, I want it just any like that. I want it raw. But then then you may do another profile to be like, I really want love, and they be like, ain't you the same girl that said you want it round? Who said you want it right now? You know, but yeah. No.
Ray, can we not be duplicitous? Can we not want everything?
All
at
these
one
words,
time
say it
and be at
again.
that- No.
I'm tired of these words.
Say the regular word. I think a lot of
Ray.
people can't though. I think on dating apps you can't. You really can't. Sometimes people get, because there's a lot of date people that stay on them apps who kind of, you know,
Yeah.
and they'll really get caught up on like, no, that's a different picture, but you see the same person. You know what I'm saying?
Or they use different apps for different things, right? I know people who have a Jack for sex. They have a Tinder for dating. They got their hands in different buckets because
Yeah.
they use the apps for different things. And I know people who actively do that. I mean, it's just true. I mean, we'd be lying if you didn't say you couldn't find a hookup quick on some of those apps. It's just easy. It's easy to do.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true.
Because I was like, nobody has ever told me I found love on Grindr. You know what Grindr is for. Stop.
I found
We're
love
gonna,
on
we're
Jack.
gonna. You see,
Well, I said Grindr, girl. Jack
what Jack is. Sister, did you find love on Jack or Grindr?
No, I found love on Tinder.
Oh,
some people
you're
use
so-
Tinder, but
Oh,
some
you're
people use
so
Tinder as hookup.
Caucasian. You're
I know,
so
I know.
Caucasian.
I know. I
And,
know. Listen, I usually don't support them. I don't even subscribe to them. But I did find love on Tinder. And the thing about it, Tinder is a hookup app. A lot of people are like, no, Tinder is the hookup app.
Tinder?
But I'd be like, no, Tinder wasn't for me. It was Grindr. It was kind of in between because you have longer profiles. Jack was a little bit in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray, you know, Ray's really been with his partner. How long? Like 20 years? 25? How long?
I've been in DC for 7 or 8 years, probably. Oh yeah, I'm not. There's no shade. I'm bad at numbers. I think 6 years, 6, 7 years.
So you get that right.
We could edit that.
Right. Shout out to Ty. But you know that different apps. You're right. Different apps are used for different things. But you never know where you may find love at. Like some people, I remember I met a couple. They met at a club. Like they said we were at the club, and I never thought you could meet love at a club. I thought you was going to a club to really like, you know. For me, I didn't want to go, but you go to a club to twerk, and then you meet somebody, you know. And
It's so funny because I feel like I've talked to some of my other friends about it. Like, when you go to the club looking for somebody, that's when you don't find it.
Yeah.
But when you go and have a good time, I feel like that's when you kind of like find somebody.
That's true. I say that for like anything, even though apps. When you go on the app, just be like, oh, I'm just going there to have fun. That's when you be like, oh, so this bae. You'll get so many people hitting you up. But when you like, well, I just want love, they be like, nobody. Left. Left. Denied. But no. Okay, well, I guess I'll have like a last quick question because we're coming close to the end of it. What would you say is the future of dating now during quarantine times? Like, because I think that dating is going to be different. Here's why. Because you have some people who be like, oh, I'm cool. I'll meet up with you with my mask on. And some people are like, no, I'm really terrified, but I really want to get to know you. And so it might be, we may Zoom date, or we may go on date, but we socially 6 feet apart, and you stand over there, and we got to go get our corona test together. Like, what do you think is the future of dating?
I got to be honest. I think one of the damaging things about this, because we were already headed toward virtual anyway. Everybody wants to be on the app and creating profiles, and no one wants to meet in public and be social and talk. I think my fear is that we're going to walk out of this more recluse and not able to be as social and connected. A Zoom call is not necessarily connection. It's not energy. It's not all those things. And so my fear is that it's going to make us more siloed and more like, I don't want to do this. And when we were missing like real connection anyway. You know, Jonathan, when we're out, we talk to everybody. We want to kick it with everybody. You know, I meet people all the time, and I'm just afraid it's going to make us more alone in a sense. Like, nobody wants to be on a Zoom date. Like, we're okay. Like, let's really connect. So I'm afraid that it's going to steer us backwards.
I think
it's so funny because I don't feel like that. I feel like
that's good.
When what's that show on Netflix that everybody was excited about?
The one where they go into the rooms.
Yes, I forgot the name of that show.
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is more without the blind part of seeing who you are. This is an opportunity for people to really connect and to learn whoever they're with without that physical. I mean, you're going to have that physical, but that physical is not present. That physical but may not be there how we're used to it all the time. And it gives you the opportunity to really open up and like really learn who your partner is, really learn who you're talking to. I look at it as like a good thing. Like if I'm on a Zoom call, like a date, I'm looking at you, I'm attracted to you, but I'm not being sexually turned on. I'm more of like really intrigued about like who you are as a person. Versus of me.
When they see this on the Zoom, over. Listen. Over. It's sold. It's sold. It's sold.
Okay, Ray. I think
you ready to purchase?
You're for sale?
I closed the deal.
For sale.
What you say for sale?
Ooh, that's that straight looker.
But my thing is with Love is Blind. Glad you brought that up. Because all of them were so in love until they saw each other face to face.
Now,
they went on their little trip together and spent time together. They started seeing the real stuff, and all the real came out. And that came from spending time in a place together. Because people can present a whole lot on Zoom. Like, look, you can put a whole beautiful background. I put on a cute outfit from my top, but I got on sweatpants and shorts under. Like, you know,
I have on a two-piece. I have on a whole two-piece outfit. I'm just letting you know.
Like a suit?
Like a suit, like Easter suit, like an Easter suit, like for real.
Like those linen suits, like those linen suits.
A linen suit with the sandals.
Is this what you wore to yoga?
Yes, and those cookout sandals. You know those cookout sandals that your uncle be wearing?
Closed toes.
Yes.
But no, like that comes from spending time together. If you do not spend time together and you being around somebody a lot, you really will get a false image of that person. You really will. Because you'll be like, oh, you were so cute on the Zoom. You said everything on Zoom. You said everything on FaceTime.
It happens like
I'm
that.
around you and your teeth stink, your breath stink, you got long nose hairs. I'm around you and I'm able to sense these things.
Ray, that is true. Ray. You can't.
It's your teeth that stink.
Ray, you can't tell halitosis over Zoom, so that could be a whole.
Baby, their breath may be smelling perfect. When you get close, you be like, my God. Like, Lord, what's under that mask? They lift it, you be like, whoa. So no, you cannot tell that through Zoom. You can't through FaceTime. You cannot.
Agreed.
But-
I agree.
But I feel like that's the beauty of it too. Like you don't have to. Like there's stuff that we kind of think about, but it gives you opportunity to not think about all this stuff until you meet that person in person. You know, like and be like, oh shit. But I think it's just the beauty of just sometimes people need to feel like just a connection of like just me and you.
That is
You
true.
know.
That's wisdom, y'all, from an old married person. Do not listen to me when it comes to this because we will meet.
I'm with meet too. I'm with me. I need to meet you, and I need to
I
get
need to
around
meet
your
you.
spirit because if you come and talk crazy to me and do something, my rah come out, and I go to back to Ensley. I was from a very nice neighborhood from my past. But that
Wait a
come
minute.
out,
Let's dissect that.
it comes
I'm
out.
from Ensley. You were on the other side of the tracks.
That's what I'm saying. The Ensley spirit.
Not
Yeah.
track.
I was on the upper
The
section
other-
highway. It was a very
Not the
small,
other. I'm saying
gated
you was on the
community.
other end of the tracks. You know, the
It
other
was
side
a
of those
small,
tracks.
gated
They were
community right
always
around.
rough.
But no, I really need to be around you. I need to see if you have those tendencies. I need to see if you're a fool when you're around me.
Absolutely.
I guess, and I want to go back to Ray's point because a lot of people are in isolation. A lot of people are feeling lonely, and I think that sometimes connection is really needed during this time because a lot of people are staying at home.
But it's also hard because like everybody's like, oh, we're in a relationship. Oh, yeah, it's a difference from waking up, going to work, and seeing each other when we get home. We're with each other all day long.
Oh
like,
yes,
it's
That's
a whole nother
something.
experience of like.
It's been a rise in breakups. It's been a rise in
Yeah,
people
like
breaking up.
quarantine with
Yeah.
your partner. That is
Yeah.
something. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you have to get used to like so many things. The beauty of it is that we really work good with being away from each other. So like when we're in our workspace, he's there, I'm here, and we okay with that.
Y'all
Like,
even have
when-
boundaries in saying okay.
But it's not for us. It's not spoken about. We're not like saying like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in the living room. Or I'm gonna be in the bedroom." We kind of just watch where the person going, and then the other person go the other way.
But y'all been together for so long, so y'all kind of already had that language. I think for newbies, like I have to be like, no, you go in there. In there. I'm gonna be in here, But I'm glad Ray said that because a lot of people have been in quarantine with their boo, and a lot of people been breaking up, honey. A lot
They
of
breaking up.
people they said abuse has been real, like risen. Yeah,
Yes.
because a lot of people at home with that person, they like,
Hold on. For abuse?
yeah, like abuse.
Yes,
They said
domestic
the
violence.
domestic abuse has risen in a lot of couples because a lot of times I don't know what it is. I don't even know how to explain it. But I think you just see
Jonathan,
it a lot more.
talk to us. Talk to us.
You said talk to us. You said talk to us. I don't know. No, I'm joking. But no, it is real. And I think that is a very, very serious point that a lot of times when you didn't know that person was abusive or you didn't know how that person got upset and then y'all together around each other, it's like, you're like, oh my God, you hit walls? Oh my God,
Yeah.
whatever that may be because you're intimate with that person.
You got to make it, and to be honest, you got to figure out things that are make it like exciting. Like, for instance, this Friday, Fantasia's on a concert, and I'm like, oh, this is a date. This is a little date night situation. If Fantasia was just doing the concert, I would be literally in the living room on my phone watching it by myself. Like, I don't like, because it's a difference from going to the concert and seeing her on live. But like now it's like, I'm gonna put it on the big screen. We're gonna watch it together. We're gonna have our wine and liquor and dance the night away together.
Oh yeah, I better dance, Ty. You better let him dip you, Ty. Yeah, but that's something you took something very special that y'all can do together, and it's something where we in the living room and we just get to do a date together. That's for us.
Yeah,
we go on the patio. I
the
don't
way, yeah.
patio tonight.
What you doing on that patio?
I'm a salsa on the patio.
You salsa?
Yeah.
You sure?
Don't be questioning my dancing skills, right? You are very jealous of my dancing ability. I've always been a strong, competitive dancer.
Competitive.
Okay, J-Lo.
No, they call me Lil J-Lo.
No, I'm calling you that, baby.
Nobody,
They're calling you that.
nobody calls me Lil J-Lo. Okay, sis, I have a question. Not pointing you out because you're single, but I do have a question. You said I pointed. Sis, I do have a question.
What?
Could you do a date? What is a social distancing date? What would you say if your man that you meet on an app, if you were on the app, like how can I social distance date with you? Go to the park?
Yeah, a nice park walk would be nice.
What
Now
about
they
take
have.
your hand and stuff and walk with you close by you?
Well, I mean, if it's a first date, we're probably not holding hands and being all over each other anyway.
That's lame.
Well, this could also be why I'm single. But no, like they have patios and stuff like open and stuff now, so you can like go to patios and different stuff like that and be out and about. You know, it is going to force us to get out of the routine of like going to dinner and a movie. Like you can really like be creative. I think picnics are dope. Like picnics are something that I think can be really intimate and you can still do the same thing, you know, like that. So I think a picnic would be really, really nice. So if anybody wants to take you on a picnic, please.
And picnics are good. Yeah, picnics are good for friends and dates. I think it's so like, it's so dope. It's so fun. But I also think it depends on the phase. Like, if you're, whatever phase you're sitting in, going to determine what type of date it's going to be.
Yeah, that is true. What city you in will determine that. That is, in Atlanta, child, it's too hot. I don't want to sit in no heat. My blood pressure going to go up. That make me mad. I sweat. I get real.
Well, one thing about DC is that too, but you get a variety. Like Ty and I yesterday, we walked the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. So much fun. We never did it together. Like we had fun. Me, him, and Mr., which is my dog.
Yes, we saw your dog.
It was an opportunity for us just to like be together. And I really, really enjoyed it because we have never done that. Like just to walk it down and back was so much fun. Just a little date with the family.
Okay. What advice would you give to somebody who is in a relationship, Ray, and they need a date idea? Because you just gave two. You said the movie, concert, walking the bridge. What's another idea that you would give? And since you're going to give a date idea for dating.
I don't want to give you like an idea, but like I want to say like try to think outside the norm. We're used to having things to support us, but this is a good idea to think outside the norm. And really, it's really not thinking outside the norm. It's just doing something you ain't done. A picnic is something that we would never do because we have a restaurant. We have, like other things. Like a picnic does not require going to the park. A picnic can require really us going in our front yard and just putting out a blanket and like eating a lunch, eating a breakfast, eating something together. Bam, that's a picnic. So I kind of.
That was really good when you said bam.
Bam. Just kind of thinking outside the norm and not thinking too deep of something that you could do.
I like that, thinking outside the norm. Since she said, if you take me on a picnic or a walk, I'm not holding your hand. That's what she said. Or not
picnic or a walk would be good. Picnic or a walk would be good. I think you just don't have any distraction. And that's going to be what's really interesting, right? You get to like really talk and like engage with someone, figure out if you like them or not. So a picnic or a walk would be nice.
Listen, I want you to spend some money so you can go buy me some Chick-fil-A. And
Chick-fil-A? You cheap.
Buy me, I know. Buy me a good meal. You can buy me some order out because don't cook for me because I don't know if you can cook and I'll touch your food. But buy me some. No, buy a good meal or let's go eat out on the patio somewhere and still, have a sense of normalcy in the midst of a pandemic. I like that too. So, All right, everybody, we are here at the end of the show, and we gave you some great ideas for dating during a pandemic, during Corona Isha. It will get better. It will get better. Stay safe, put your mask on, wash your hands, do all those things, and keep tuning in to Just a Little More. Please, we just started our YouTube page on Just a Little More Show. It's on YouTube. Just search that, Just a Little More Show. And that's where all of our shows will be in. You can also connect with me, Ray, Gary, on our social media, and you can see all the things that we're doing. We would love to connect with you and say hey and all those great things. Connect with the show. We need your support. We love you guys. And tune in every Monday at 8 p.m. for Just a Little More Understanding, a whole lot of tea, and a lot of love. See y'all later.
Just a little more, just a little more, just a little more, just a little, just a little more, just a little more, just a little more, just a little.